Have you ever felt frustrated because you still don't understand what a book is about, although you've read so many times? Or have you ever ended up sleeping while you were reading a book and it makes you give up, makes you want to run away and feel depressed? Don't worry. In this video, we are going to talk about one of the reading strategies that will help us to understand and remember the information of a passage or a text or an article that's a bit longer. That is mind mapping. But what is mind mapping? Mind mapping is one of the reading strategies that uses diagram or graphic to visualize what the paragraph or passage or article or book is about. It has branch that represent the keyword or ideas or concepts. Because it is a matter of keyword or idea and concepts, it can be in a form of sentence or a phrase. And it has line that show the relationship among the piece of the whole. And the last one, because it is a keyword and it helps the reader to remember the information longer. Okay, let's see the examples of mind mapping. Okay, so this is the examples of mind mapping, yeah, the shape or the form of mind mapping. You can see here that this is the in the center is the main idea, and then it has branch. So here there are 3 branches here, and each branch is connected with lines to show their relationship. Okay, so this is a short passage that we will use to practice to create a mind mapping. Okay, so just pretend that we have already read the passage. Okay, now let's go to the how to create a mind mapping. Yeah. So everyone, there are 2 approaches that I usually use for creating a mind mapping. The first one is MIS. What is MIS stand for? MI, main idea. S, supporting sentences. And the last S is supporting details. So this finding the main idea, supporting sentences, and supporting details will help us to create a mind mapping. How can we do that? Let's see. So this is the same passage, yeah. So the first one. So the first one, we have to find out the main idea. What is the main idea? The main idea is stated in the first sentence. There are many ways to make a friend. And then for the supporting details, there are 3 supporting details. The first one is one way to make blah blah blah, and the second is remember that blah blah blah, and the third one is another thing here. There are 3 supporting sentences, and each supporting sentences is supported by supporting details or examples. So for example, the first supporting sentence will have if someone needs you, be there. So this is, it gives an example for the first supporting sentence. And for the second supporting sentence, there are 2 things. So respect, remember everyone is different, so it will have respect and get to know them. And the last one is respect will make, as a result, people will respect you back, and get to know them will make people want to know you too. Okay, so this is the first step, finding the main idea, supporting sentences, and supporting details. How can we put them in a mind mapping? Okay, so how can we put the sentences that we have already found out in the paragraphs here? So first, we put the main idea as a sentence, and then we try to write down the supporting sentences and its supporting details here as the branches. Yeah, okay, you can see that here, right? So the first supporting sentence, to be a friend, everyone is different, a different persons. They have their own branches here, explanations. Okay, so here is the shape, the form of our supporting mind mapping here. Okay, it's very easy, yeah, easy peasy lemon squeeze it. Right, so this is the first approach that I usually use, that MIS. MI, main idea. The second S is supporting sentences, and the last S is supporting details. What about the second approach? We use WH questions. So we use what, who, when, where, why, how, and what happens for answering the questions, and then we put them into the main idea. How can we do that? Let's take a look at it. Let's check it out. So with the same passage here, yeah, we have to find out the main idea first. Finding out the main idea, the topic or the theme is a must. Yeah, this is the first step. So what is the main idea? There are many different ways to make friends, the same, yeah? And then how many ways? We have 3 ways. The first one is one way, blah, blah, blah. The second one is remember that everyone is a different person. And the last one is another thing. So these are the ways, yeah? How to do each ways? You can see that to be a friend, we have to be there when your friends need you. Everyone is different. The first one is give respect, and then it will result, people will respect you back, and then get to know them will cause they want to know you too. And the last one is be kind to everyone. So this how can we do for each way. And then how can we put them in a mind mapping? Alright, so as the previous approach, we put the main idea here as the center of the mind mapping here. So we put the main idea here in the centers, and then we write down each of the supporting details, and then write down the supporting sentences for each supporting details for each supporting sentence here. Okay. Well, the result will be the same, but the approach is quite different here. So the first one we use finding the main idea, supporting sentences, supporting details, but for the WH questions, we try to find out the important informations by answering the WH questions here. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I hope that it will help you to understand how to create a mind mapping. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Once again, thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.